All right, time now for NBA Australia's Week 2 NBA Power Rankings, a.k.a. what does Jim think about all of these teams right bloody now? Let's start in the utter butt tier. That is a tier we're all big fans of, right? Hey, number one, it's the Philadelphia 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers. Why is that, Jim? They're only 1-5. They don't have Embiid and Paul George. Yeah. And in Joel Embiid's punching on with bloody reporters and getting suspended for 3 games while already injured, I don't think that's great. So I think you're going to be at the bottom of the utter butt tier, Philly. Already Tyrese Maxey's like, hang on, why is Paul George taking game-winning shots? Isn't that my job? This is his first game. This sucks. I'm the best player here. That's going to go great in Philly. They also dropped some bad games. Philly, you're bad. Also utter butt, the Milwaukee Bucks. It's not Algonquin for the good land at the moment, is it? No, it's not, Jim. Why is that? I can't hear you ask. Well, you see, Giannis set out the last game. Dame drops 1,000,000 points and they still lose. Look, it's fine losing 2 games to the Cavs because the Cavs are very, very good. The Bucks, however, have also lost to basically everybody else, including, and not limited to, Brooklyn and Chicago, 2 teams that are just bad. And also, I think you're just bad, the Bucks. Doc Rivers is like, why did I do this? And then he looks at Giannis and he's like, oh, that's why I did it. Yeah. I came out of retirement for this. I was hanging out, playing golf, chatting with Larry David all the time. This was great. Now I'm doing this. He had such a cushy job as well. It's like rock up and do the basketball commentary like once a week or whatever it was. Good stuff. Way to go, Doc. You're covering yourself in glory at 1-6 with the Bucks. Gross. Dame's cooked. He can't defend anybody. Anyway, the Bucks are TOAST toast at the moment. They are utter butt. The Utah Jazz, you could change their name to the Utah Butts because they are just... Look, I get it. You're playing Keontae George. You lose Taylor Hendricks to the broken leg. It sucks. But Larry Markin not being there has just completely gone, hey, is there anything else on Utah that's good? And Utah have gone, oh, geez. Actually, not really. As I keep saying on the show, they keep slipping the sex man Sexton in and out of the starting lineup. Then it's like, oh, this isn't working. We'll put Jeremy Clarkson in the starting lineup. That never works. He's just bad. He's like, I've got the ball, I'm shooting, and then I'm going to try to fight you. He's one of the great, just face up and give it, come on, have a crack. Anyway, Utah, you're very, 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 very bad. But it's fine because you might get Cooper flag, which is good. 1-6, Utah are on a butt. And the Washington Wizards, look, I can't blame the Wiz for being utter butt because that's what they're trying to do. They're like, we don't care for utter butt, Jim. That's the point. And I salute you, Washington, for being so utter butt. That's what it's all about. Seriously, they're playing the kids. That's what they should be doing. Happy days ahead. And every so often they'll beat Atlanta. Because Atlanta in the next one, they're kind of just bad. The Hawks, Trae Young's just like, hey, guys, check this out. I'm going to go shoot 1 for 10. Hey, for my next trick, I'll shoot 2 for 10. And you're like, hey, Trae, these tricks are bad. At least they've got Dyson Daniels. That's good. He's been awesome. I love him. We love the vacuum. The Bendigo Bandit. But he's out there going, brap, 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 as they beat the Pelicans. That was sick. Sir, he was doing gun fingers at us. Then don't let him shoot threes. I don't know what to tell you. You boys sort it out yourselves. Anyway, Atlanta, look, they are just kind of bad. But at the same time, they are also beset by, injuries to Bogdanovich and co. But at least they've got Jalen Johnson. He's a weapon. I love him. They're also just sort of looking at this rest of this roster going, all right, what are we? Are we a playoff team? Probably not. I just think you're kind of bad. Same goes for the LA Clippers. They've just opened Intuit Dome with, 4 straight losses, and then they finally get a win. It takes everything within their power to fight back and, get by Wemby and the Spurs. They were down 26 points in that game as well. But hey, we got a win. Great job. It was all because of, what was his name? Amir Coffey goes absolutely hammer and tongs. After they lost 4 straight into a dome, do you reckon Steve Ballmer was like, am I going to have to bulldoze this place and just start again? What have we done? The robots are taking over. This sucks. I don't want any... Oh, I've made a horrible mistake. And then they got a win against a horrible team. But still, great job, Clippers. But you watch the Clippers play and you're like, what is this? This is just basketball malpractice. Considering Steve Ballmer's just gone, hey, I've got $1 billion that I'm going to go build my new arena with all the robots in it. It's like heaps of robots and AI. Check it out. And everyone's like, Great, Steve. We've got a wall. Apparently it's awesome to play in. Great. And then he's like, you know what I don't want to pay for, though? Paul George. Just that fourth year is going to kill me. You're off your head, Steve Ballmer. Anyway, Charlotte, they're kind of just bad, but they're fun. Look, they're fun, but they're bad. They're bad, but fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, LaMelo, he is just, the next time he plays defense will be the first time. You know, that sort of vibe. You got Trey Mann crushing it. Micic can't get on the court. Our man Josh Green's out there. Spindles Miller finally came back. They'll get into a groove mid-season, and they'll be okay. Don't worry about Charlotte, but for the moment, they're kind of just bad. And Toronto, they lost Scotty Barnes. We know that. That makes them bad. The problem is RJ Barrett is their best player now, and he's like, I'm RJ Barrett, your best player, and then goes 5 of 21 after dropping back-to-back 30-point games. This is the Toronto experience wrapped up in a whole. It's like, this is great. We've got Teenage Mutant Jakob Poeltl and RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. This is just not great, is it? And it's just not great. Prayers up for Toronto fans. You'll be fine. Not their fault. They're just badly injured. The Orlando Magic. And when I say they're just badly injured, it's like they lose Paolo Banchero and then they lose a bit of Wendell. Yeah. I keep saying on the show, just give them a veteran point guard. They'd be able to ride that out. But they were smarter than everybody. We don't need a point guard. We've got Anthony Black. Yes, that second year dude who's very inconsistent. That's going to be your plan, Orlando. Look, they'll be fine once Paolo comes back, but you've got a rough 6 weeks ahead. And the Pelicans, they had a starting lineup the other day that had Spindles Ingram as their only starter from the start of the season. We're 2 weeks in. How is everybody hurt? That's insane, Pelicans. They also don't have a center. They're like, Yves Missy, he's our center. It's like, that rookie? Okay, yeah, he did a sick dunk against Miles Turner, but look, it's not their fault they're this bad. They're injured. Haven't realized they suck yet. This is a fun tier. Brooklyn are like, we're third in the East. Are we going to win the title? No, you don't realize you're bad. Ben Simmons is bad. I mean, look, Ben Simmons is bad at the moment. Ben Simmons is trying to get back into like being healthy and actually doing stuff. Meanwhile, Dennis Schroeder, I am German Rondo, is just like crushing it as the world's greatest trade piece so far to start this season. But on top of that, Dorian Finney-Smith is like, hey guys, check this out. I'm awesome. And everyone's like, we're not sure that you are. And he's like, no, trust me. I'm going to take this shot. It's going to, I missed it. And then Cam Thomas is like, guys, clear out. It's Cam Thomas time. And everyone's like, that's fair. And then he'll go and drop 12 points. Anyway, look, Brooklyn, they've been chaos. And they just don't realize they suck yet. They've got a good new coach. That's handy, but they suck. The Spurs, same sort of thing. But they've kind of hit this point. It's like, oh, God. What was that? Do we suck? So they're slowly realizing how much they suck. Or at least they're realizing how tough the West is this year, where they should suck one more time. And Chris Paul's like, we're not going to suck. And it's like, you're really old. So, Chris, just sit down. You can't change the trajectory of this right now. Hang on, mate. Just go over there. Miami. I don't think they've realized they suck yet. It's like, we've got Bam Adebayo. We've got Tyler Hero. Yeah, Tyler Hero. How's his defense? Oh, is it bad? Yeah, it's really bad. Jimmy Butler, he's old. I love Jimmy Butler. He's a lunatic. I'm the best dominoes player that ever lived. It's like, no one cares, Jimmy. Just make it to the finals again. Shut up. Anyway, Miami are just bad. They don't realize it yet. They're not going to win anything. They're just kind of crummy, you know? And I don't think they've realized it yet. Maybe they'll get there. Detroit, they're fun, and they haven't realized that they suck yet, which is an awesome spot to be in if you're a Detroit fan. Unfortunately, it also means you have to watch Tim Hardaway Jr. and Tobias Harris keep you in games and then beat the Lakers, which was awesome, don't get me wrong, but by the same token, like, you do kind of suck, but you've got Jade and Ivy and Cade. We call them Cade and Ivy. They're really good. Let them cook. You're going to suck, but it's fine. I don't know why they papered over the cracks with Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway. Maybe it just felt good. They're like, you know what? We'll get a win against the Lakers this year. That'll be worth having Tobias Harris. It's not worth having Tobias Harris, just saying. And Portland, they're fun. They've just got dudes. I talk about Houston all the time. They've got too many dudes. Portland have just got some dudes, and that's good because it means their floor is kind of high. Like, some days the floor will just completely fall out of the entire joint, but they've got some dudes who are good basketball players. I love Danny Avdija. That dude is an absolute lunatic. Jeremiah Grant. You're like, Scoot Henderson, are you good? He's like, I don't know. It's awesome. It's chaos. They're like, we should have like a good and a fun bad tier. But that's kind of what all these teams are, apart from Miami. They're just not fun. Fun, but don't know if they're good. That's a little bit of a different tier from Portland because the Sacramento Kings are fun. I don't know if they're going to beat anybody in the playoffs, though, but they're fun. You got Domantas Sabonis beating the Heat on a weird putback, just lob shot. He's shot putting it in there. That was great. They're beating all these crummy East teams. That was sick. Let's go Sacramento. You've got De'Aaron Fox. You've got the Souvlaki King, Domantas Sabonis. You've got DeMar DeRozan there. You've got Malik Monk. You've got Kevin Huerter, the Ginger Ninja. They're fun. Are they good? Maybe. Maybe not. Are they going to beat anybody? They've got an entire season to figure that out. And Indy going to Dallas and smoke the Mavs in a shootout. That was fun. I just don't know if they're good. Like Tyrese Halliburton, he was good last year. Is he good this year? Nobody knows, least of all him. Like, it's bizarre. They've got Benny Mathurin back. That should be a good thing. It feels like it's like almost a net negative, though. Like, you've got Andy Nemhard and like the rest of those role players going, what do we do now, man? Benny Mathurin's taking all the shots, hey? That's definitely their voice, BT Dubs. Anyway, Indy, look, they're fun. I don't know if they're good yet. They're fun for the moment, though. Go the overs. Chicago! These are very close to being, haven't realized they suck yet, because I feel like they've kind of realized they suck, and they're like, we don't care. We're playing fast. They're like number one in pace. They're just like, don't care. We're bad. Just go quicker. Just go quicker. It'll be over faster. I'm pretty sure that was the name of my sex tape as well. Anyway, figuring stuff out. That's the anyway. Back to I don't want to jump that. The Bulls. That was such a good joke. I feel like I should have just left it there. But the Bulls. Look, Levine didn't play the other day. When Levine plays next to Giddey, you've got AO, you've got Kobe White, you've got Vooch, they've got Patch Williams. He still doesn't know how to play basketball. It's amazing, but they've just got some fun dudes on that team. And when you watch them, just weird stuff happens, and it's kind of cool. Because they're in those awesome Chicago uniforms, you know what I'm saying? So they're kind of fun. I don't think they're good, though. In fact, they probably do stink. The figuring stuff out tier. This is the New York Knickerbockers of New York City. We knew they'd be taking a little bit of time to figure stuff out. They're 3-3. That's fine. That is slowish sort of start. The last loss to Houston, bit of a worry, but that's okay. They're figuring stuff out. You know, that's kind of it. You bring in Cat, you've got Mikal Bridges, you got to figure out how it all fits. Doesn't help that Deuce McBride goes 0 of 9, but still, Knicks still figuring stuff out. They'll get there. The Lakers, I think, are figuring stuff out as JJ Redick goes, is Cam Reddish good? And Cam Reddish is like, sir, I do not know. It's like, okay. And Bronny James like, Dad, put me in. He's like, I'm not your coach. Wink. Anyway, the Lakers, they're still figuring stuff out. Like, do we have a bench? The answer is no. Figure that out and away you go. They're going to have to do some trading once we hit December, I reckon. Memphis as well, they're figuring stuff out. You knew that was going to happen. Ja Morant hasn't played basically in 2 years, it feels like. They're going to figure a lot of stuff out. They've got no Desmond Bain at the moment, but Scottie Pippen Jr. is a weapon. That's fun. Triple J keeps banking in threes. It's weird. They're figuring stuff out. Houston as well. They're figuring stuff out because they've got too many dudes. They've just got 1 million dudes who are all half decent. And like Ime Udoka's like, I'm going to root your misses, but also I'm going to try to figure out who's good on this team. And you're like, all right, Ime, figure this out. He's like, it's going to take me some time. That's why I'm on the figure this stuff out tier for Jim. Nailed it. Houston are really it could be another tier of like fun, chaos, stupid, don't know what's going to happen, don't want to bet on them teams. Houston are like number one in that category. Like, you don't know what you're going to get. It's like box of chocolates. They're 4-3, and in no point have you ever felt confident in them. You know? It's chaos. I love it. Good, not great yet. The Minnesota Timberwolves hit on this earlier in the surprises, but the Wolves, they're good. They're too good to be in the figuring stuff out tier, I think, at the moment, despite also being 4-3, the same as the Lakers, because they've at least got like Ant-Man and they've got Gobert, and they've shown flashes like when they beat Denver of being really, really, really good. But they're not quite great yet because then they turn around and lose to the Spurs. You know, that's the Wolves' experience so far. Denver is the exact same thing. They're good. They keep winning these stupid games, but they should be smashing bad teams, and they are not. They're like pulling out like these absolutely insane overtime wins or last-second wins, left, right, and center. And what's Michael Porter Jr.? Isn't he good? Jamal Murray, he's out with a concussion. Brutal. Now they've got Russell Westbrook going, hey, check this 3 out, and then hitting it. And you're like, oh, I did not see that coming. And Dallas, you can't go and lose to the Pacers in a shootout. That's meant to be your thing. You're the one who's meant to win the shootouts. That's why you got Klay Thompson. We know he can't play defense. He hasn't been able to play defense for 4 years. Like, what are we doing? So Dallas, they're good, but they're not great yet. They're also 4-3. You know, it's just like this weird mix. This actually should just be the 4-3 West tier, but that also misses the Kings. Anyway, the smash and tin, stack and wins tier, where I just don't know if I believe it for the moment, but they are stack and wins. Golden State, we mentioned them earlier in the actual show about how, hey, they're like 6-1. That's awesome. We all believe in the Warriors. Steph Curry's back. Yeah. Who did those wins come against, Jim? Well, I'll tell you, you see. Came against a Blazers team that's not very good. Came against a Washington team that's not very good. Came against the Pelicans twice. They're not very good. Like, they keep just beating bad teams. That's all you need to do sometimes in the NBA. And when you have a, bit of a marshmallow bit of your schedule, take care of business. That's what they did. That's how you do it, Warriors. Love that. They're smashing tins, stacking wins. Now Steph Curry's back. They should be fine. It's a very nice launch pad, 6-1, I'll tell you. And the Suns, they keep pulling wins out of absolutely nowhere, and that's fine because you've got Kevin Durant. That's how it should go, right? He's like, we've got one of the best 15 players of all time. Hey, Kevin, can you win this game? He's like, yes, because I'm Kevin Durant. Sorry, I'm just going to argue with this 14-year-old online for another 5 minutes. I'll get back to you guys and win the game. It's incredible. I love this Suns team is absolute chaos. Now they've got an actual coach who cares, seemingly. Like, Vogues, I think, was just like, dude, I'm still getting paid by the Lakers. This is sick. Like, Buds is awesome. He's going to instill just at least something credible there in Phoenix. They're good. I love him. Devin Booker's crushing it. And then you have the elite of the elite of the elite tier. And these three teams are so good that it's a bit ridiculous. Boston, the reigning NBA champs. We get it. Oh, geez. Do you think Boston are just really good, Jim? Yes, they keep curbs. They don't have the extreme zinger meal. They can just go, hey, Jaylen Brown, do you not want to play today? He's like, nope. And they're like, all right, sick, RDO. Let's smash Charlotte anyway. Like, that's how good they are. They don't care. They're like, you know who's going to dominate tonight? Peyton Pritchard. It's like, what? Isn't he the painter? The guy who's just out the front painting the stadium? They're like, yeah, but he can shoot threes. It's like, can he? All right, sick. Boston are just terrifying. It's ridiculous. And if you're in the East, you're like, all right, how do we beat them? And the next team, Cleveland. They might have a little bit of the answer. And I cannot wait to see a bit of this Cavs-Boston rivalry the rest of the season because they've got Jarrett Go, the Fro Allen. They've got Evan Mobley. You've got your two scoring guards in Darius Garland and Donnie Mitchell. That other spot is the big question mark still, right? They try to go, we've got Isaac Okoro, we've got my sweet baby Karis LeVert. It should be all right. But the Cavs are absolutely stomping teams. They get by the Bucks twice back-to-back. That was awesome. That's just the hallmark of a great team, a really good team, right? You take care of another wannabe contender on a back-to-back. So their first win over the Bucks the other day, they were on a back-to-back, the Cavs. They went to Milwaukee, and they still beat them. It was awesome. Then they turned around and smashed them, and Garland went absolutely sick in the next game. The Cavs are legit. They're unreal. Kenny Atkinson, I love you. I think he just needs people to hear. He needs people to say that so he can hear it. Because he looks so stressed. Like, have you ever seen Kenny Atkinson look relaxed? Never. That dude is like a Long Island cop who is somehow like a bloody like basketball coach. He's like, I'm angry all the time. As long as I don't have a gun, everyone's safe, right? Like, it's nuts. Anyway, and then the final one, the elite of the elite of the elite, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have an insane defense that is absolutely through the bloody roof in terms of they have the best net rating in the league. They have a defensive rating of 93.8, and they've won all 7 of their games by double digits. They're number 1 on the power rankings. They're unbeaten, and that is NBA Australia's Week 2 Power Rankings.